African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of April 7, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Belgorod Direction inflicted defeat on formations of 2 mechanized brigades, an assault regiment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Maripolskoye, Prokody, Veliki Prikol, and Osoyevka in the Sumy region. The enemy lost over 85 servicemen, an armored combat vehicle, and 2 cars. As a result of decisive actions by units of the West Group of Forces, the settlement of Katarinivka in the Donetsk People's Republic was liberated. The manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and a territorial defense brigade were damaged in the areas of the settlements of Kondrashovka, Kupiansk, Shikovka in the Kharkov region, Novoy, and Kirovsk in the Donetsk People's Republic. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 215 servicemen, 3 artillery pieces, an electronic warfare station, and an ammunition depot. The units of the Southern Group of Troops improved their tactical position. They defeated the formations of 7 mechanized brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and the Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Seversk, Minkovka, Chasov Yar, Konstantinovka, Artem, Kalinovo, and Tarasovka of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost up to 300 servicemen, 2 armored combat vehicles, including a U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carrier, 22 vehicles, an electronic warfare station, 2 ammunition depots, and 2 supply depots. Units of the Center Group of Forces took up more advantageous lines and positions. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 3 mechanized, 2 infantry, airborne, assault brigades, a brigade of unmanned systems, an assault regiment, a regiment of unmanned aerial systems of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, a Marine Brigade, and a National Guard Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Elizavetovka, Dmitrov, Krasnoarmysk, Zvarivo, Kodlino, Yudaknoy, Lenina, Novosergivka, Kodlyarovka, and Bogdanovka of the Donetsk People's Republic. The losses of the Ukrainian Armed Forces amounted to 440 servicemen, a tank, 3 combat armored vehicles, including a U.S.-made Max Pro armored vehicle. 7 vehicles, 3 field artillery guns, and an ammunition depot were destroyed. Units of the East Group of Forces continued to advance into the depths of the enemy's defense. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized, mountain assault brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Podobnoy, Komar, Berlitskoy, and Volnoy Pol of the Donetsk People's Republic. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 140 servicemen, an armored combat vehicle, 2 vehicles, and 3 field artillery pieces, including a Polish-made 155mm Krab self-propelled artillery unit and a U.S.-made 155mm M777 howitzer. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces improved their tactical position. They defeated formations of the mechanized, mountain assault brigades, 2 coastal defense brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Novodanilovka, Pavlovka in the Zaporizhia region, Sadovo, and Ponitovka in the Kherson region. Up to 70 servicemen, an armored combat vehicle, and 3 cars were destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the Russian Armed Forces groups have damaged control points for unmanned aerial vehicles, missile and artillery weapons depots, as well as concentrations of Ukrainian Armed Forces manpower and equipment in 137 districts. Air defense systems shot down 3 U.S.-made HIMARS multiple launch rockets and 95 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 660 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 50,177 unmanned aerial vehicles, 601 anti-aircraft missile system, 22,710 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,534 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 23,320 field artillery pieces and mortars, 33,750 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.